Hey, gratitude fans, Mr. Brennan here. Does anyone ever ask you what's the magic word when you wanted something? And when you were little, the magic word was please. But I want you to think about this. The real magic word, the word that changes everything, is thank you. Also, I'm sorry, but today we're going to talk about thank you. So I hope that you will be thankful for this opportunity to learn and level up as we go through our 3 days of Thanksgiving. The first puzzle for Thanksgiving has to do with fractions. We haven't done many fractions, it's come up several times, but this one is really a stark contrast in something that you should be very good at, adding and subtracting fractions, but also multiplying fractions that you haven't had a lot of practice. So let's take a look. So let me just give a quick review. In my work with classes when we've been talking during Dreambox, and you want to add fractions, I have something like 2/3 plus 3/4. And this is how I set up the standard algorithm. I always realign the problems 2/3 over 3/4 because most people had no trouble. They learned this in 4th grade. You need a common denominator. Sorry, my hand's shaking. It's hard for me right here. And the common denominator, a number that both 3 and 4 go into, in this case it would be 12. So, and you spent a long time in 4th grade and 3rd grade too, finding equivalent fractions. So I need to say 3 times what equals 12, and the answer is 3 times 4. And so I do 3 times 4 is 12, 2 times 4 is 8. And same thing here, 12 divided by 4, 3 times what is 4, so 3 times 3 is 4. That means 3 times 3 is 9. So now I'm adding this, 8 twelfths plus 9 twelfths equals 17 twelfths. And that's more than 1 because I know the 12 twelfths is 1, so there's 5 out of 12 left over. And there's my answer. So the great thing, this is difficult, this common denominator step. It's difficult for a lot of people. So happily though, when we're multiplying fractions, let's just go ahead and use the same numbers, 2/3 times 3/4. We just multiply straight across. Remember when you were in 3rd grade and you wanted to add 5, 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus can be 5/7. That's nowhere near the correct answer. If you've got 2/3 of an apple or 3/4 of an apple, it's going to be way more than one apple. So you have to find that common denominator. Here though, you do multiply straight across. 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 4 is 12, and I know that I can reduce 6 twelfths to 6 goes into 6 one time, and 6 goes into 12 two times. 6 twelfths is 1/2. 2/3 of 3/4 is 1/2. So there's another little trick that I'll just show you here. All of this is in chapter 2. Chapter 2 of your book, Big Ideas. And you have that available online and also you have a green copy at your house. So there's another little trick that I will show you. It's in the book, and your parents know it probably. 2/3 times, remember, different ways of saying times. I very rarely use the letter X. 3/4. They call this cross-canceling, and the reason I can do this thing is I know that 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2. Does that make sense? I'm just going to multiply those straight across, and then 3 times 4. Well, I can do some division ahead of time. Look at 3 over 3 is 1, huh? 3 over 3, 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 2 over 4, 2 goes into 4 one time, and 2 goes into 4 two times. So I have 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 2 is 2. So there's the same answer. It's just that sometimes when people write it, they'll write like this. They'll call it cross-canceling. 3 goes into 3 one times, 2 goes into 2 once, and 4 twice, and then they just multiply like that. So I hope that makes sense to you. I'm going to talk more about that at our meeting and give you the opportunity to do some try, and we'll talk about your experiences. I've helped a lot of kids with Dreambox on the fractions, and so I'll see you at our meeting.